I used to live a very hectic work life, putting my career first, working many hours to prove myself to others. I guess I was seeking that feeling of accomplishment. It started when I was growing up. I was very nerdy, a shy little girl and quiet and often overlooked, growing up in a house full of competitive boys, and I wanted to make my parents and brothers proud. So when I found my passion, I rested on that, my job. I wanted to excel. My job was everything to me. So early 20s, I acquired the title, the house, the money, the marriage, the recognition, the all-American dream. I was a successful career woman. I was walking proud. But even then, that was not good enough. Even though I had a relationship with God, I was empty and lonely. Secretly, I was lost. I failed at many relationships, including marriage. I just didn't understand. I worked so hard, sacrificed many special moments with my family. But just working gave me that security. I was doing all I needed to do as a single mother to survive. Fast forward, I married, moved here to Virginia from Puerto Rico. My career was put in question. I was no longer successful, and I felt defeated, insecure, depressed. I just put a lot of stress on our marriage, our relationship with my son, and I started getting panic attacks. I couldn't sleep. I was moody and constantly worried. I felt like a loser. And then came one of those moments when God's word speaks to you so clearly that you can't control your tears. I tell you, when God speaks to you in your heart, it's okay to be emotional. And this was here at ANC on a Sunday sermon, and God was asking me to surrender all. I had done this. I did. But the things just changed, and I humbled myself and stopped blaming others and comparing my life to others. And I just started opening my ears to learn more about my purpose and started seeking His presence, His promise, and worry turned into peace. And all of a sudden, I was not interested in being so successful. And so when I was asked to share this testimony, I thought I will share how blessed we are and how God promoted me with a new job and how blessed we are in our marriage and our son and kids. And then something happened that left me with no words. You see, when I started the new jobs, the stress started again. I was hired to produce $4 million in sales, but I knew that couldn't be done. I was still in the learning curve. Even my boss said it would take time. And at that point, I was praying, but I wasn't losing sleep anymore. I worked hard, but learned to trust God. And then, by the glory of God, He blessed me with a contract, not of 1 million, not of 4 million, but of 5 million. When we closed the deal and I hung up the phone and I was just there trying to wrap my brain around this, totally in awe, I hear the phone ring, and it was my colleague, and he was calling me to congratulate me and told me this was record-breaking and blah, blah, blah. But then he said something I had no idea I would hear from him. He said, "It seems you have someone in heaven watching over you." He said, "Carmen, this kind of thing doesn't happen otherwise." Then it occurred to me that that was the purpose. The real miracle was that God had not only changed my heart to trust Him and only Him, I also could see it didn't matter anymore. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about me. It was more about how others can see Him in me. Nothing has had a greater impact that it changed my coworkers' faith. It changed my faith, and that I could see it was real. His grace was real. He can dream a bigger dream that you and I can ever dream. So when you work this hard and strived and tried and given your all and pled and cried and hoped and done all that you can do, give it up to God. Leave it at His feet. Put it in His hands. Surrender.